It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm recording this because I'm not going to get time during the day. I've got so much to do. I've got 4 back-to-back clients, and then I've got the debt-free challenge to finish. So the mini course that I've done for the debt-free challenge. And then I've also got we're starting a Bible study challenge for the next 21 days with the FLA. So I've got that content as well to sort out. So I've got a very busy day. But, I really had something on my mind this morning, and I really wanted to talk about it with you. And it's the fact that I do not believe debt should be a normal monthly expense that we all have. And I'm saying that as someone who's currently paying off debt and who is coaching quite a lot of women who are also in the same situation, who are trying to pay off debt, who are drowning in debt, who have finally realized that I'm in this situation because I have debt. And they look at their budget and they realize that literally my income versus my expenses is bottleneck because of debt. Like every other thing makes sense, but the debt stuff just doesn't make sense anymore. And for years, I think we, especially as South Africans, I think Americans share the same culture as us. We just accepted debt as part of our life. It became normal that you're going to get paid, so your salary will come in, and then immediately after that, there's going to be debit orders of debt coming off. So your car payments, your house mortgage, your personal loan, your credit card, that store card, and those just become normal. And even if you had to decide that you're no longer happy at this job and you want to leave, you can't leave, because how are you going to pay your debt? And every month it's like a thing that, it's just normal that I'm going to get paid, and then all the debt is going to come off, and then obviously my expenses as well. And we just never questioned it. We just never actually asked ourselves, why is this okay? And especially if people around you and people who are doing the same, who are also in debt, who are also going through their own financial struggles because of debt. It's like a normal thing. So you never really questioned it, because it was like, oh, okay, we all have debt. So let's just carry on with life as if there's nothing wrong. So one day I remember when I was ready to leave my full-time job, but I was still working my full-time job, and I asked myself, what is the reason why I haven't left? If I'm not happy, I'm someone who believes in, if you're not happy, you move, you change, you start up fresh. I'm not afraid of starting up fresh. So I had fear of leaving my full-time job, and I asked myself, why? Why am I scared to leave my job? What's holding me back? And that's when I realized it's because I did not know how am I going to pay off my debt monthly. How am I going to take care of that? And because obviously it was a lot of debt, I had to pin it down to that. What's that actual debt that is really the financial stress or the mental stress in my life that I would never want that to be taken from me, kind of thing. And it was my car. So that's when I used up everything I have to just tackle my car and pay off my car. And when I left my job, it wasn't at the time I was hoping to leave, but it was God's timing, because I was already thinking of it and I had a game plan for it, but it happened in a way that I would have never planned it like that. But it worked out. But I'm still going to talk about your exit plan of leaving your full-time job if you want to leave your full-time job one day and you just need someone to coach you on that. But my car was the one thing that I was like, if I had to leave here, I wouldn't want to miss my car payments, because I wouldn't want my car to be taken away, because my car helps me so much with my family and my business and just things that I do. So I think it's good for you to ask yourself this question right now, is if you had to pay off your debt, if you had to pay off your car right now, or your personal loan, or whatever debt you're in, if you had to pay it off right now, how much freedom would you actually have? Because it's not just about money. And it's something I'm going to touch on in the bootcamp as well, that it's not just about money, but it's about that freedom. So ask yourself, how much freedom would you actually have if you did not have debt? Because what debt is doing, it's costing us way more than money. What I mean by that is, when you have debt, it is going to cost you choices. You cannot just choose to leave your full-time job because you have to pay your debt. Imagine wanting to work part-time, and reduce your working hours. But then you cannot choose that option because you have debt to take care of. So it kind of robs you from the choices that you can actually take on and the opportunities that are out there. Imagine if you want to go full-time content creation, like me, for example, but then you're worried because financially it would not make sense to not have a stable, consistent income because you're still taking care of debt. Imagine wanting to build your portfolio and get to the age of 45 and decide to retire because your portfolio would have reached 5 million, and you're going to take a risk and take a chance and start a online business or something, but then you can't because every extra rand that you have right now goes into debt instead of investing. So you're not building your portfolio, it's actually taking away from it. That's why I had to unlearn what debt is in my life. In my life, it's not just a payment. I know we look at debt and we look at our budgets and be like, it's just a payment. It's not just a payment for me. For me, it's delaying my freedom. For me, it's taking away from something I want to achieve. Now, obviously, I totally understand that not all debt is bad, according to the definition of bad debt and good debt, but it's still debt. You still owe someone. Every single month you need to pay them back. It's still money that you're paying every month, and a big portion of that is going to interest, and a small portion of that is going to your current debt. So that's just the truth. Even though there's good debt and bad debt, it's all debt. And if you're wanting to build your net worth, if you are wanting to retire early and live a life of freedom, it will be so hard to do it while you are also tackling debt. So if you do want to say, Norma, I still want to have my good debt, then just make sure that that debt is helping you build your wealth. It is moving the needle closer to what you are trying to achieve, to you living a life of freedom. It is not taking away from you. It is not a liability in your life. So today is day 2 of my 100-day debt-free challenge. I recorded day 1, so you can watch the video. And today is day 2, and I made a payment of 470. My goal is to at least pay 100,000 Rand in 100 days. I'm really pushing for that goal. So my main focus is on one of the loans that I have. There's 2 loans, and I'm focusing on one. The one started at the beginning of this year. The loan had 81,100 Rand that I needed to tackle, that I needed to pay off. And right now it's sitting at 35,530 after I paid that 470. So if I had to do the math, let's get my calculator. So if I go 81,100 minus 35,530, it means on this debt I've paid 45,570 so far this year, which is exciting, but also it's something I'm going to touch on as well. And also if we had to add the school fees as well, which was the first debt that we paid off, and that was 40,750, it means this year for debt we've paid 86,320 Rand. 86,000. Imagine now if that money was in my investments. And this is what I mean when I say I feel like debt is delaying my freedom, because it's taking away from where this money should be going if I didn't have it. So yes, right now it sucks, and I'm in the situation I'm in. There's nothing I can do. I need to get out of it, and I need to be aggressive with it, because my why, I know my why. I know what I want to achieve, and I know that this is the reason why I haven't started to achieve this goal. So you need to have a clear why, and you need to know exactly what is this costing you and how much freedom you would have without this, whatever this is. For me, it's debt. So yes, that's how much I paid today. Day 2, 470. Yesterday was 2,800 Rand. I know 470 sounds small, like, oh, what is that? But it is building that habit of just being consistent, because those kind of habits, those are the habits that build wealth, and consistency builds freedom. So I'm going to have a screenshot somewhere over here just to show you how much we are left with, which is 35,530 on this loan. But together on the debt that we owe, let me just add it together, is so 35,530 plus 393 is 428,530. And I'm going to probably have it here on the screen to show you where we started at the beginning of this year. So that's basically my update for day 2 and my little hot take of stop normalizing debt. It is not nice to have debt. Just get rid of it. Debt is literally, the word means death. Did you guys know that? Did you know that mortgage, morgue, it's death in French. So mortgage is death payment. So if you have a mortgage, the goal is for you to pay this off up until you die. You kind of never have to live a life of freedom because you are stuck in this mortgage and this death payment. And when I understood the words behind, because remember, everything started with the word, and John 1 verse 1 explains it nicely, that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. So I don't want to have the word debt around me anymore, or mortgage around me anymore, because of what it represents in my finances. And when God created this world, He spoke. He used words. Words are seeds. Words are what create. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Words. So be careful what words you have around your finances, you have around your life, you have around your family. And that mortgage word and that debt word, I'm kicking it to the curb. So I'm so excited for my progress because it means I'm getting closer to getting rid of debt. That is it from me today. I hope you enjoyed today's 10 minutes with Norma. I don't know what to call it. It's no longer 10 minutes. It's just chilling with Norma or outside in the balcony with Norma. Diary sessions. I think Norma's diary sessions is nice because that's how I started this channel. I wanted it to be like a diary session, but video, not writing, even though I write a lot, like a lot. And that's how I come up with all these ideas, because I'm always journaling, and then I'm like, oh, let me actually talk about this on a diary session. Yeah, these are going to be my diary sessions. So welcome to another episode of my diary sessions. Today is day 2 of my 100 debt-free challenge, and I'm so excited because I was able to pay 470 rand, and now I owe 35,530 that I'm trying to pay off. And if you want to also join the debt-free challenge and just basically get access to the spreadsheet that I'm using, get access to a 5-step clear mini course that's going to help you create a debt payoff strategy, then I'll have it linked below. Join it now while I'm on day 2. It's going to be nice to do this together. Bye.